Hello, in this video we will show how to apply a function to each element of a list in R. So we go to RStudio. So first we load a library called tidyverse because in our example we will use pipeline, and we create a list called LST. So we know list in R is an type of object that can store different types of data. For example, a list can store the first element is a data frame, a second element is a vector, and so on. But in our example, we just store two vectors in a list. So this list, if we show the information, so you can see there are two elements. The first element called A is a list with 1, 2, 3 numeric data. And the second element in the list called B is also a 3 element of numeric data. So now say we will apply a function. We will create the mean value of each list element of this list. Then there are several ways in R can do this task, and here we use map function. So we use the pipeline because the tidyverse framework provides the use of pipeline. So pipeline means the first element will be passed to the function as the first argument in this function. So this is same as a map list, then with the mean function. So here we use the pipeline. So pipeline, then list element passed to the map function as the first argument. Then the second argument is a mean function. This mean function comes from the R installation, right? So which means we apply this mean function to each element of this list, and the result will be assigned to a new object called A. So we just run and we'll check what is A now. So you can see A is also a list. The first element is also called A, and the second is B. So the result of a map function applied to a list element object, the result is a type of a list with the same name for each element, but the result is the result of the function applied to each element of this original list, right? So in the original list, there are two elements. Now in A also, there are two elements and with the same name, but the information is different. So the mean value of the first element is 2, and the mean value of the second element is 5 from original list. And of course, we can also create a user-defined function. For example, we create another function called fun1, which is to show 1 if the data larger than 1, and show less than 1 a string if the data less than 1. So we create this function and we run this function with the input 5, so the result is 1. And we run the function to 0.5 and the result is less than 1 string output. So now we create another list, a new list with 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. We show what's the information of this list. There are 4 elements because we have not defined the name. We have not defined the name for each element, so R just use the default name is 1, 2, 3, 4. And each element is only a vector with 1 element, right? So next we can, if we do not use the pipeline, so we can just use a map list function. And this function is the user return function. And this function can also be the for the function from the R, for example, min. So we just run the B is a list. We show the result B. So similarly, B is a list and with 4 elements. 4 elements. You can see each element has different values based on its numerical data is larger than 1 or not. So this is less than 1, so you should the string less than 1, and this is 1, larger than 1, so the result is 1. And if you want to get the result of B for each element, you can use B with double brackets, for example 1. So the result is a scalar, is a string scalar. Now, for example, B2, it will be out with 1. And for example, A1 is a 2, and A2 is 5, the mean value for the first list's second elements, right? And B, double brackets, 3, so less than 1. Thanks for watching.